All right, folks, I'm just going to jump into this really quick. If 2019 was about the same as 2018 and how you ended the year and trying to reach your goals, I'm here to tell you 2020 is not going to be any different, okay? Because what happens is you keep doing the same thing. 2019, you set out new year, new you, right? That's what everyone says, but you did the exact same thing that you did in 2018, and you're going to do the exact same thing in 2020. You got to stop doing that if you want something to actually change, okay? You have to do things differently. So here's what happens and why I hate New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions happen because everybody wants to do better, which is fantastic, but they try to change everything overnight. I'm gonna go from doing this to I'm gonna doing this in one single day. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna stick anyways. You may do it for a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months if you're lucky, but like most people, 95% of people do not complete their New Year's resolutions, and usually it's by the end of January. So I'm gonna tell you right now how to actually make sure that's not you, okay? And how to be that 5%. So what you wanna do is you wanna break up this goal for the entire year into what I like to call a theme for the year. One theme, that's it. One, not 20. One. We're going to focus on one thing. And then you look at breaking that goal down or that theme down into what it is that you actually want to achieve into small 2 to 3 week pieces, all right? So what you're going to do, you look at the entire year here, okay? The entire year, and you say you want to lose whatever. This is a pretty common one, so I'm going to use that. So you want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to break up in little manageable pieces what you need to do to make sure that you actually achieve this. Usually what happens is on day one, you do everything. I'm going to get the bad food out. I'm going to start working out. I'm going to drink water. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's a list of like 12, 15 things that happens overnight. Instead, you need to look at the one thing. What's the easiest thing that I can do? What's the low-hanging fruit that you can work on? And then work on that and only that for the next 2 to 3 weeks, okay? 2 to 3 weeks. And notice that you're working on one thing. One thing. One thing. What's the one thing that I can do that so by doing makes everything easier or not necessary? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. What's that low-hanging fruit? So every 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to reevaluate, okay? So the next 2 to 3 weeks, you have a scale of 1 to 10. 10 means I absolutely crushed it. I did this to perfection. Everything needs to be at an 8, okay? So the end of your 2 to 3 weeks, you look at that one task you've been working at and say, do I feel like I at least did this to an 8? If the answer is yes, then you're going to pick the next thing and you're going to ask yourself this question again. What's the one thing that I can do that so by doing makes everything easier or not necessary? Whatever that is, bam, you now focus on it for 2 to 3 weeks. At the end of that 2 to 3 weeks, you reevaluate and say, am I doing at least an 8 on this? If you are, then you pick another one and you do the same thing and you continually knock these things down one at a time, and that is how you set a goal, especially a longer goal, and you're actually able to hit it and then maintain it. Lots of people can lose 20 pounds. That's not the problem, right? The problem is losing that 20 pounds and then actually maintaining that loss for the rest of your life. That's where you have to change your mindset. That's where you have to focus on habits instead of trying to go for the all or nothing approach, because you've done that before and it didn't work. Don't do it anymore, okay? So I hope you found this helpful. Over the last 9 years as a trainer, as a coach, I've been helping thousands of people go through this exact same process. It's actually the process that I use to help get myself clean and sober. Yesterday was actually, or today, was my 9-year sobriety date, okay? I was an alcoholic for about 10 years, and I was homeless for a portion of that. And this is exactly what I had to do in order to get myself to fully overcome it, okay? You can do it, you just have to do it differently. Don't do it the way you've been doing it, okay? If you like this, or if there's a question that you have about it, maybe a habit that you want to work on and not really sure how to do it, comment below, send me a DM, and more than willing to help you out with it. So have a great day, and let's make this year a great year because we're doing something different.